WCIA Meteorologist Jacob Dickey. We're joining you live on digital platforms. It is 9:34, and we've got some more warnings we want to talk about and update on things here across the area with these storms rolling on through. So certainly we'll keep you updated as we go through the night. To get weather alerts, download the WCIA3 weather app. You can program your location in there. Many of you at home already have that. You got the severe thunderstorm watch for those of you that are in it, at least. Not everyone's in it. But certainly with that watch that's in place in the area, we are seeing some of those severe storms now materialize and move through the area. Thought maybe we would not have to join coverage here for you on digital platforms, but we're going to jump back on and update on some changes on these warnings and updates on these storms as they continue to push on through. Again, our tornado risk is darn low. It is near zero. It's not exactly zero, but I'm not really concerned about that. I am growing more concerned about a couple of these storms with the damaging wind potential, and then we've also been watching to see if there's any hail in there. If there's any reports of hail, particularly for Springfield, Sherman, Williamsville, Chatham, Waverly, Auburn areas in Sangamon County, I'd be interested in any hail reports from Sangamon County now or later, and then any of these storms as well. If you've got any wind or rain or things like that, let us know what you got in the chats here. So we're going to talk about it. Let's first come on into our warnings that are in our immediate area. This remains the batch of storms in the Springfield area off to the east towards Decatur. What we're seeing on radar here now is this storm is the original storm that prompted the warning during the 9 o'clock newscast. The south side of Springfield is centered right over the power plant, right on Lake Springfield to the south and east of there towards Rochester, and is carried off to the east-northeast. It's really running in Decatur right now. We'll show you the Decatur camera in a minute. There's a new warning that just popped up, though, for this storm that's right over Sherman, southeast of Williamsville. Not by much. It's sitting north of Dawson, about to cross over Highway 54, southwest of Mount Pulaski. That'd be Cornland and Buffalo Heart, places like that where that storm is moving off to the east, moving east at about 30 miles an hour. That storm is warned, and let me just pull up my data on that real quick. I believe it's quarter-size hail. Might be quarter-size hail and some 60-mile-per-hour winds. So there's Highway 54. There's Mount Pulaski. This is Interstate 72, Illiopolis. You've got Mechanicsburg. You've got Buffalo Heart and Cornland. And then I-55 is here, Sherman, Williamsville. This cell right here moving off to the east, likely going to cross into southern Logan County, south of Lincoln. And it's to the north and east of Springfield, though, right over downtown Springfield. Another one of those cells just popped on up there. No warning with it, but any of these storms are having frequent lightning and torrential rains. Looking in the Decatur metro right now, we've got coming on the west side of town here. It's crossed the US 36 bypass, the loop around to the south side, about to cross Illinois 48 on the west side of town and move on through. Our camera sits in downtown. Let's take a look at that now here and peek. No warning extended from this, but I still think there's going to be some gusty winds of 40 to 50 miles an hour regardless as a minimum, and likely also to be some small hail. This is the downtown camera. We've had a lot of lightning at some times. Maybe it looks like the lightning has come down a little bit. Earlier it was every second or two we're having a flash and a flash and a flash. It doesn't seem like that's the case right now. And I'll switch back to the radar and we'll peek and see if the lightning numbers have come down. We can do that here and check. Let me press my magic button to make the lightning reappear. Hey, Storm Tracker Doppler is still saying there's some lightning, but maybe this initial batch up here coming into town doesn't have as much. It still seems like where the warning is in northern Christian County. That's the storm that's warned right now for the 60-mile-per-hour winds and the quarter-sized hail. It's near, right over Mount Auburn, right along the river there, moving off to the east into the Decatur metro. Likely going to get some strong winds, maybe some small hail, and then plenty of rain and thunder and lightning with that. Sherman area as well. Sherman and Williamsville, there's a lot of lightning with that storm, and I'm really interested in that storm for hail just south of Williamsville, east of Sherman. Could be some quarter to maybe a little larger hail with that as that storm moves off to the east. We've got other storms in the area. I want to talk a little bit about this storm right here that is near, now it's going to be coming in to El Paso and areas north of Bloomington Normal. This is just outside of our area. It's going to be for Woodford County. Right here is McLean County. There's Livingston County. Interstate 39 goes north. You take that up to LaSalle, Peru, and Rockford from Bloomington. And then you've got Interstate 55 here. That goes up towards Towanda, Lexington, Chenoa, Pontiac. There's 74. You go northwest past the Rivian plant, and then you eventually pass near Goodfield, where Busy Corner is. Then you pass into the Peoria Metro. This is north of 74, north of 55, north of Bloomington normal. But this storm right here in Eureka had 70-mile-per-hour winds. And earlier, north of Washington, there were some reports of quarter to golf ball size hail in that area. And that storm in particular does have my eye. It doesn't look that impressive on radar. It really doesn't. But what we're seeing is when we look at the velocity products, I tell you what, that even to me doesn't really seem all that impressive. But what I think is happening is we're having the wind up high go straight down. When that goes straight down and blows out, then you get those downburst winds with that. And that may have been what happened in Eureka, but that leading edge of wind now is coming into El Paso and crossing Danvers near the northwest side of Bloomington. There's other storms out there too. But certainly it seems like these batches of storms are what we'll watch the most. In fact, right here, this storm, what we're looking at here is, this is showing some of those winds kind of coming down and blowing out here. So probably Blue Mound, Illinois 48 from Booty to Blue Mound. Probably going to get some of the strongest winds out of that storm, north of Stonington. But there's nothing else that really indicates tornado potential to me, which is good news. We are okay with that. But certainly the hail and then the damaging wind potential, something else that we've got to keep an eye on. I'm going to switch over to my hail size graphic. We're going to take a peek and let the data load. It's not as suggestive that we've got much in the way of hail at this point. Earlier you can see some of those cores are coming on through, and there's that core near Sherman and Williamsville. Maybe it's trended down a little bit, but as that happens, there's a lot of instability out there today. These storms are just explosive, straight up. They pull a lot of mass, get a lot of rain and hail up there. When you've got a lot of weight up there in the atmosphere, it can't hold it anymore. It's going to slide straight down and almost collapse on itself and push wind and maybe some small hail with it. And that seems to be what we've had here across the region with many of these storms, and we'll continue to monitor. Severe thunderstorm watch goes until midnight tonight. Now, I know I've got folks in Champaign, Mattoon, Danville, Effingham saying, what about us? We think the severe threat is lower, because the later we go into the night, we think the general trend is less with severe storms. We don't have as much instability. And the further east we go, the chance is less because there's not as much instability to begin with in those areas. This watch has covered those areas that have had the strong to severe storms for at least the best chance. That being said, I think there's still a good chance for showers and thunderstorms, and they'll be electric. If you get a storm in your area, I saw someone in the comments saying Kickapoo State Park, they're camping out there. If you get a storm out there, you're in a tent, you want to head to the car, sit in the car until the storm passes here. That'll protect you from the lightning. You don't want to be in your tent, you don't want to be camping. If there's severe storms and you want to also get away from trees, find a building to head to, like the bathhouse or something like that. That'll add a little extra shelter from this. So that's something to mention about that. But these storms have primarily been in the western half of the viewing area where we've got these warnings. We'll watch and see. Macon County we'll keep an eye on, and in McLean and Livingston County we'll keep an eye on for warnings here. But in general, these storms are moving south and east at about 30 miles an hour. That's a good look. We sweep that across and bring some beneficial rains here. And I think we'll get a good drink of rain in Champaign-Urbana, Champaign County, even towards Vermilion County, perhaps as far south as Douglas, Coles County, and eventually too, I think storms fill on in and will help filter the I-70 corridor. That may be closer to midnight though, before that happens. So we're watching these storms, keeping an eye on them here. They don't look all that impressive, but at least it's some rain. That's the good news here with this, and continuing to watch. So we know these storms are full of electricity, tons of lightning. In fact, if we take a look over the last, there's all the lightning strikes, and there's a continuous barrage here of these lightning strikes that they're sliding off of these. Let's pause this and just take a measurement real fast. Let's say McLean County, the McLean County area, those storms have 250 strikes in 15 minutes. That's pretty good. And then we'll see the storms in Macon, Christian, Sangamon counties. And they're running about 350 strikes every 15 minutes. That's about 1,200 strikes an hour. Those storms further back than 169 in 15 minutes. So they're electric storms. There's plenty of lightning and thunder with them. I know fireworks tonight. Arthur, let's see, Arthur's down here. probably have gotten them off or having them right now. But to the west, then we're seeing plenty of that lightning and thunder as well. Mother Nature bringing her own fireworks into the region. All right, let's switch over the cameras. I'm going to put it full screen. If you've got any reports of hail, lightning, places like that, let us know. Thunder, whatever the case may be. This is a look right now in Decatur. And I may need to turn the camera. These storms also are very tall, so you'll be able to see lightning from quite a ways away here. Let's switch to my MATTOON camera. That one looks more to the west, could catch the southern tail of them, maybe off in the distance we're able to see some of that lightning and thunder here. I tell you what, it seems like you put Mother Nature on display and say, hey, where's the lightning? And Mother Nature is just shy sometimes, and that may be the case right now. Let's switch on over to Danville. Danville has a nice view to the west. Probably a little far away for Danville, but maybe way off in the distance. Sometimes people will call it heat lightning. First off, it's not heat lightning. It's actual lightning from storms. They're just really far away. So that's something, again, it's just being shot. Let's go Springfield. Springfield was electric earlier. Surely we're still seeing, okay, getting a few flashes there. I'm going to turn the camera a little bit. There we go. Finally. Fourth time's the charm, as they say, or they don't say. You know, there's a lot of moisture and there's a lot of lightning with these storms here as we're sneaking on through. So certainly with that potential. Now we should be looking more to the north and east on this Springfield camera. Seeing plenty of that lightning and whatnot. I think I can... Oop. It's going to autofocus here real fast. I don't think it knows what it's doing. So there's plenty of lightning out there here in central Illinois. And then eventually here later on this evening, Champaign County, I think we're going to get some good rain. So that'll be something that we watch. All right, I broke that camera. Let's go somewhere else. Let's go to Champaign, the studio camera. That is looking to the north. And we're going to turn it to the west here. Storms are not far. It'll take a little time. They're not moving all that quick, but that's good because the slower they are, the more rain we can get. And likely going to get at least some showers and thunderstorms into the Champaign-Urbana, Danville, Mattoon, Charleston area. Severe threat will lessen with time, but we can't rule it out here as we move on through. So we're going to watch and keep an eye on that. All right, back to radar real quick, and then I'm going to sign off here. We'll have live reports coming up on WCIA 3 News at 10 o'clock. And I don't know, I haven't heard if it's delayed or not. We were pending the race that was on CBS. If that race went anyway, I have no idea what happened there. If that race went any later than 9 o'clock, then we were going to be delayed by the same amount of time here. We just got one active warning now. That warning for Christian and Sangamon counties dropped. This warning here goes until 10 for quarter-size hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds. That's for Sangamon and Logan counties. Still good rain, good thunder, plenty of lightning at these as these storms move off to the east, and we'll have that watch continue until midnight. And it looks like all goes well. We will put down some nice showers and storms into Champaign County, Vermilion County. Perhaps Douglas and Coles County will join us later with those, and then further towards I-70 late tonight into the early morning hours on Sunday, midnight or later. So that's a look there. Let me just take a more regional view while we're at it real quick. So any storm development that's more down this way, I think will be what fills in more towards I-70, and so that's something that we're going to watch. All right, Lauren Sanchez was watching the race. Only been a few minutes late, so we might be on at what, 10:07?
I was only told I think 2:17.
10:17?
No.
2 minutes and 17.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Chances here, he's telling me only 2 minutes late. So we'll be on just a little bit. No worries about that, which would be good news. So, all right, that's what I got for you. We're going to have live updates again on the news at 10:02 now, what I'm being told. Maybe we'll have a few warnings still, though it looks like some decent rain coming to parts of central Illinois. And how sweet that is to say here on this Saturday night. Most spots probably got their fireworks off, too. I know Rantoul, Arthur, we've seen some reports, and then Mother Nature razzle-dazzling us with some of these fireworks in the form of some pretty intense lightning with it, too. So we'll continue to watch and keep y'all updated. All right, thanks. See you at 10 o'clock. A few minutes from now, of course, Chance making his debut as well. We're happy to have him here, catch him, and then I'll have those updates for you otherwise. Take care. Have a great rest of your night, and hope to not see you on digital platforms. Hope the last time I see you is at 10 o'clock.